Welcome to the Savage Productions YouTube channel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Savage Productions YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on the 5.0 Back to Life project. Some of you all may remember one of the last two videos that I made. One where we disassembled the engine and one where we reassembled the engine. Well, now we're finally ready to actually drop the engine into the car. And I don't think I actually have really covered this car just yet, but let me go ahead and show you what car it's going into. So this is the car the engine's going into. This is an 87 coupe. Here's the engine right over here. We got it all nice and pretty. I don't even know if I have posted anything on it. But we got some, what's the brand of headers?
Those are actually BBK.
Those are BBK shorties.
Ceramic coated.
Pretty nice, pretty nice. These valve covers look really good.
Yeah.
Those are the same ones we put on the 86, right?
Yeah, 86.
Yeah, check that video out, linked right up there if you haven't seen it. Beautiful 86 Mustang. We did some work on and got running right. But this thing's about to be dropped into here. This car doesn't look like it has a lot going for it, but it does have some stuff going for it. So it does have smooth panels in here. We had to do a little bit of extra wiring work. He bought it as a roller and it was going to be a Coyote swap car. So he had to put brand new harness in it and all this stuff. So somebody had completely torn all the harness out, put all the smooth panels in, completely smoothed all that out, didn't have anything back there. And we're basically putting it back to being like a original kind of Fox body. So we have all this wiring secured here, nice coil. It does have a QA1 K-member, and we aren't 100% sure because this was going to be a Coyote swap car. But we think that this is going to fit the Windsor. We're going to find that out here in just a little bit when we drop the engine in. Hopefully it does fit. He does have the front bumper and the fenders for it and everything, but he has them off because he was doing some work up under here before he brought it to us. Plus it's a little bit easier for us to work on it without the fenders on it. Of course, we didn't request that. He just brought it to us like that. These doors came off of a donor car that he had, and that's why it's a different color than the rest of the car. He likes that it's a coupe and he likes that it's green. But he's going to be painting these doors as well. It does have a pretty nice hood on it. It has no interior right now besides the dash. We helped him put the dash in. But it's going to be pretty nice little car. Once it's all done, it's going to take a little bit more work. These are just kind of throwaway wheels that he had on there. Let me show you the wheels that's actually going on it.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. We're going to be mounting some tires on there today. Make sure the fitment is right. But we put new brake lines on it. We're going to be doing new fuel lines, new fuel pump, a bunch of stuff like that. But for now, we're going to be dropping the engine in here in just a little bit. So the owner of the car is planning on just making this a driver. He's not going to be doing a whole lot of racing with it or anything like that. And he's going to be putting the front sway bar back on, everything like that. And that's why the engine build that we did for him is going to be a perfect little build. What we did is the TrickFlow 11R 170cc heads. Like I said, these BBK shorties. He's going to have a GT40 intake that he had prior. And besides that, it's going to be pretty much it. There is a cam in there, right? We put a...
Yeah, it came with the cam that came with the top end kit.
Right.
It's the same one that's in the, that comes in both kits. Yeah, it's a $499 lift intake, 501 exhaust.
Cool. So, should sound pretty good.
It's basically the biggest cam you want to put in stock pistons with those heads.
Right. So we have, this one actually is the one that has aftermarket pistons, right?
Well, they're stock replacement.
They're stock replacement.
Yeah, 20 over stock replacement.
They do have a little bit of a eyebrow, valve relief on them though, right?
Yeah, but they're not TrickFlow.
Yeah, that's right.
With this combo on the stock bottom end, exhaust and intake and all, it makes 432 flywheel horsepower. And it's because the chambers are 53 cc.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah, and so the piston, the valve clearance was a little bit tight on the intake. So I actually adjusted the cam time, and which shifted the RPM range up about 300 or 400.
Right.
And also gives you more clearance on the intake when you do that. So,
Yeah. So it is a 304, I think,
304,
right?
Yep.
Yeah, just a little cleaned up 302. Just the factory replacement pistons, but we got it refreshed. We completely rebuilt the bottom end. If you haven't seen those videos, see if I can do this one-handed.
You do that.
Yeah, with the, you don't really need a. Oh, yeah, you can't go down much anymore.
Yeah. Might have to have you hold the hood up.
The fitment of this thing is kind of odd. We're not entirely 100% sure if it is for a small block Ford, this K-member that is. But I mean, it's fitting in there nicely. It's fitting evenly. So everything else looks like where it's supposed to be. So I think we're just going to send it. We're going to tighten it up and see how it sits. It is polyurethane mounts, so they might flex a little bit.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was hoping.
And there sure is a lot of room under here without that factory K-member.
Mm-hmm.
We also got to thinking these are aftermarket motor mounts here too, so you know there might be a little bit of disambiguation there. We're gonna tighten it up, see how it looks. This side's gonna be a bit harder, but we got to take this off anyway. So we're gonna take that off, tighten that up, see how it fits.
I think you're all right.
Yeah, we tightened her up, and they came flush. So
It's sitting well.
I think it's a good thing that they're polyurethane mounts.
Let's lower it down and look at the top of the motor. Make sure it's all level. It looks level from the back.
Yeah. Okay. It looks pretty level to me. All right, guys. So it's the second day here. We're going to go ahead and put the flywheel clutch on and the transmission here. This is a used transmission he bought. We need to put this on, silicone it, make sure it's all tightened down and everything, and stab her up in there. He still has the harness attached to the transmission, so we have to actually put that through the body and then secure that grommet around the little tunnel here. Where's it go? Right here. So we gotta do that here in just a bit. We gotta make sure we put this on before we put the flywheel on. We've made that mistake before. So Dad was getting the transmission ready to put up in there. He was just cleaning a bunch of it. He cleaned the inside of the bell housing, put new grease on and everything. And while he was doing that, I started putting the front of the engine on, some of the accessories and bracketry and all that stuff. So he helped me out a little bit here, getting some of this stuff lined up. I'm pretty used to how all this stuff lines up because I have basically everything on my car minus the power steering. But we're missing some bolts, and we actually just went up to get some lunch and went to Lowe's. Lowe's was closed. Home Depot had a line out front of people waiting to get in because I guess with the coronavirus going on right now, they had just like a limited amount of people that could be in the store. So we decided not to wait, and we'll just get some bolts at a different time. So we were missing bolts for the AC compressor, the ones that go here, and the ones that go back here. We needed to get like 7 of these guys. So we can't put that on today. We are going to go ahead and put the pulley on for the power steering. I'll show you how that works. We're just going to press it on. It's pretty cool. We're missing a bolt that holds the idler in, and I assume is there a front and a back? This is probably goes like that, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's the back. This is the front. Okay.
Yep, that's the front, because this is they designed this for the puller.
Oh, I see.
There's another tool that pulls it off.
Okay.
So you just run this in.
Oh, it's threaded in there.
Mm-hmm. Just try to run it all the way in, get all the threads in there you can. Bobs it out. And you put that on. Just like so. Which what you do is you can go like this. See?
Oh, smart. I do gotta say though, if you ever take your power steering pump off of your Mustang, at least like mine, definitely get a manual rack, because we tried the whole thing where we looped the hose and make an automatic or a power steering rack into a manual rack, and the thing was hard to turn, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So it got a lot easier once we put a manual rack in there. Shout out to Flaming River. Does he have a cap?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
Because that's a special cap with a dipstick on it and everything.
Yeah, that'll be something else I have to ask him.
So we're missing cap for this, fuel rails, and the fuel rail, he's getting a stock fuel rail. I think I might have said that already. The crank pulley. We thought that we had one, but I guess not. I'll have to talk to the owner. I think he might have it. He might have just painted it and forgot to bring it to us. Miscellaneous nuts and bolts, which I already talked to you about. We have this transmission cross member right here, but I don't think that we have the bolts that go long ways on the body. The bolts that actually go in the centers right there are on the bottom of the transmission, but we might need a dig to find some bolts for that. Here's a sneak preview of the wheels that are going to go on it. These are a 6 3/4 back spacing and a 10-inch wide wheel, so we actually need to put a 1/4-inch spacer on it so it fits properly. We did some test fitting on it yesterday, and it was pretty tight, but it actually worked even at this back spacing. It was just rubbing a little bit as soon as the car moved, so I think a 1/4-inch spacer will work really well. This car does have the 5-lug swap with disc brakes at the back. They're a little worse for wear, but it'll clean up a little bit once we put new pads on it and paint up the calipers and whatnot, which I think the owner's going to do. I'll throw a picture up of what these look like right here. And yes, we know that the tire is backwards. This one's going to go on this side. Caliper was off of that side, so it was easier to mount it over here. But it looks pretty good on there. But with any luck, all this will go back up in there. Definitely need to find bolts for that, or else probably shouldn't even put the transmission in just yet. I was looking through his box of parts here and just so happened to stumble across these. So we're pretty sure these are the cross member bolts. Seems about right. Just need to find some nuts for them. Nuts and washers acquired. Clutch and flywheel is in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bell housing on. We still have to drill the hole on the side over here for where the clutch cable mounts. All right, bell housing is in. It's gonna be time for a transmission now. Hopefully this goes well. Bell housing went in there not too bad. We just had to clean up some of the bolts. Okay, transmission is up in there. We ended up having to use the cross brace off of the red car over here. We're just going to have the owner get a stock replacement cross brace, and as long as the bushings that's inside of there are in good shape, then we'll just put that new one on the red car. But we wanted to put the cross brace that he had didn't really work.
Well, it didn't even bolt up to the transmission mount.
Yeah, it was too high, and if we flipped it around, then it wouldn't have fit the exhaust.
Remember, the bolt holes didn't even line up.
Oh yeah,
So it wasn't.
Yeah, where the two bolt holes go, the openings were like too far wide. Hey guys, it's the next day. Just interjecting here real quick in the middle of this video. After talking with the owner, this thing is actually supposed to be used without a transmission mount at all. So it mounts directly to the transmission, so it doesn't have that mount that goes in between, and then it just mounts to the body. Can't even believe that I didn't really realize that, or we didn't realize that, but I guess this one will work, so we'll get this put back in the car here shortly. But we put this one in here just to get it done and get it on the ground. We're also going to use the drive shaft out of the red car, just putting it in here just so we can take our spare yoke out, because I need to put that back in my transmission. We usually keep the yoke in it like right here in the end of the transmission, so so the fluid doesn't leak out. Okay, donor drive shaft is in for now, and this car is ready to pretty much put on the ground once we get the wheels on, of course. But ready to put on the ground, get all the top stuff done, or all the rest of the engine components done. Still have to attach the clutch cable, and of course put all the exhaust on, but that's going to come after we replace the drive shaft and probably the cross member as well. This is one of those long-term projects that a lot of videos have already been created on it. and probably a few more, including this one, will be out. It's taken a long time, but this car is going to turn out pretty nice once it's all done. I think once the wheels and everything are on and he gets it repainted and stuff, fixes all the little gremlins, it's going to be a pretty nice running car, and he just wants to be a cruiser, like I said. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm actually really close to 1,000 subscribers, and once I hit that, then I'm going to have some special stuff that I do on this channel for you all. But I really appreciate the support. We appreciate the support for sure. Thank you for everybody who is still wanting to make your cars faster during this crazy time that's happening in the world right now. And we hope that the entertainment that we can provide you and the services that we can provide kind of help you out and help you get through all this. So, but anyways, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in another video.